If you're planning a move to Sandy, Utah this year, or if you're a local family trying to figure out if you should sell your starter home and upgrade, you've probably seen the headlines. Utah is getting too expensive, or the market is shifting. Look, I'm not here to give you generic real estate fluff. I'm here to give you the raw, unvarnished data. Because the truth is, living in Sandy in mid 2026 is structurally and behaviorally different than it was even 12 months ago. Right now, our overall cost of living is tracking about 7% higher than the national average. But here is what the talking heads on the news aren't telling you. That 7% doesn't mean what you think it is. Today, we're going to dive deep into the exact numbers, from the median cost of a single-family home on the East Bench to what you'll actually spend on groceries, taxes, utilities, and lifestyle. By the end of this video, you will know down to the penny whether Sandy fits your financial blueprint, or if you're better off looking elsewhere. I'm Michael Walters, and I win when you win. So let's go look at the data. Let's tackle the elephant in the room first, housing. And this is where that 7% premium lives. Right now in 2026, the Sandy real estate market has finally found its footing after years of wild pandemic swings. We are in a highly stabilizing, mature market. The median list price for a single-family home citywide is hovering right around $700,000 to $746,000. But Sandy isn't a monolith. Your cost is dependent entirely upon your zip code. If your aspiration is to live on the premium East Bench, close to Little and Big Cottonwood Canyons, well, you are looking at a median entry point well over $1.2 million. You're paying for the view, the larger lots, and the access to world-class skiing. But if you're a first-time homebuyer, don't panic. If you head west toward historic Sandy or the I-15 corridor, the market shifts entirely. You can find beautiful, established mid-century ramblers and townhomes in the sub-$600,000 range. Competition there moves fast, but it is manageable. Now, what if you're renting while you're trying to build equity? The average rent for a two-bedroom property in Sandy is currently around $2,400 a month. Here's my direct guidance for buyers right now. Average mortgage rates are hovering around that 6.5% right now. And because rates are holding steady, the insane multiple offer bidding wars of the past have cooled off. Homes are spending, on average, around 36 days on market. Translation, you actually have leverage to negotiate on price, rate buydowns, or even closing costs. Everyone talks about the housing prices, but nobody talks about the cost of living offsets. And this is where Sandy sneaks in some massive financial relief. Let's talk utilities. Utah's energy infrastructure is uniquely stable. In Sandy, your monthly utility costs, composing of electricity, natural gas, water, and trash, actually trend 15% lower than the national average, while someone in California or the Northeast is losing sleep over their summer AC bills or winter heating bills. Our local rates keep cash in your pocket. Then there is the tax conversation. Utah operates on a low, predictable, flat state income tax rate of just under 4.6%. If you're relocating from a state with progressively higher income taxes, this structural shift actually acts as an immediate raise the moment your feet hit the tarmac at Salt Lake City International. Property taxes here are also remarkably low compared to the national average, usually tracking at around 0.6% of the home's assessed value. So when you're calculating your monthly payment, don't just look at the mortgage sticker price. Factor in the utility drop and the tax insulation. Now let's get practical. What does it cost to eat, drive, and play here? Groceries and everyday consumer goods in Sandy track right along the national average baseline, maybe 1 to 2% higher depending on if you're shopping organic at local markets or sticking to bulk. Transportation is a variable cost that you need to plan for. Utah is historically a car-dependent state. Because Sandy sits right in the middle of the Salt Lake Valley, most families here own 2 vehicles. Fuel costs can fluctuate based on broader macro trends, but our proximity to Front Runner and the TRAX light rail system means you can commute into downtown Salt Lake or down to Silicon Slope in Lehigh for pennies on the dollar without putting miles on your car. But here's the real lifestyle tax in Sandy, the mountain premium. You aren't just moving to Sandy to sit inside. You're moving here because you can leave your office at 5 p.m., be at the top of the mountain trail by 5:20 p.m. Between ski passes at Snowbird or Alta, mountain bikes, hiking gear, and summer concerts at Sandy Amphitheater, your discretionary spending will naturally shift towards the outdoors. It's a lifestyle choice, and in my book, creating that kind of wealth and life experience for your family is exactly what makes real estate investment worth it. So let's look at the bottom line verdict for mid-2026. Is Sandy, Utah expensive? Yes, if you are strictly looking at the real estate entry price point compared to that of rural America. But is it overvalued? Absolutely not. Sandy gives you a uniquely robust local economy, unmatched geographic insulation, top-tier schools, and lower everyday utility costs. If you are a first-time home buyer, your play right now is to target that sub $600,000 inventory in established neighborhoods, protect your downside, and get your foot in the door to start building equity. If you are a move-up buyer looking to unlock the equity in your current home to find your forever home on the East Bench, you have more negotiating leverage right now than you've seen in the last 5 years. Take advantage of motivated sellers and stabilizing prices. I don't just list homes in this valley, I sell them. More importantly, I coach my clients through thick and thin so that they can make decisions with total confidence. If you want a completely customized line-by-line cost breakdown of a specific Sandy neighborhood or zip code, don't just guess. Reach out to me directly. Check out the description below for my direct line. Drop a comment with your thoughts on these 2026 numbers. And don't forget to hit that subscribe for real, unvarnished, local market analysis.